from Freak Up Studio in Seoul, this is the GSL.
'Cause there's only one king, and there's only one crown, and there ain't enough room for us both on the throne. It's about to go down.
This is the best theme song for StarCraft ever. There's only one game and there's only one crown.
That's right.
You better believe it.
Only one king. I didn't even start the show by talking. I'm like just hearing those lyrics. I'm like, you know what? He's right.
Yeah. God, let's just play this
Maybe
song.
we should shut up and let him sing through this cast.
Yeah.
Because he's got a point. We have soO versus aLive coming up. aLive, honestly, smashing TY. I mean, he was the better player in that series.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, at least for the final game that we have here in Group B, not the two players, at least with aLive, I should say just the one player. I didn't expect aLive to be here. Is that weird?
Yeah, I mean, he seems the least likely to advance out of the group, but you never know. He's like one of the king upsetters. No one causes as many upsets as aLive, I would say.
It's true.
Which, after a while, you got to look at that and say,
These aren't
that
upsets
technically
anymore.
makes them not upsets, right? If he
Yeah.
causes a lot of them. It's like when Jaedong first emerged, we called him Legend Killer because he killed all the legends. But eventually he became a legend. We could no longer call him Legend Killer.
Yeah.
Right? So
Yeah.
you got a different nickname at that point.
Okay, so we're going to start the series off on the map Blackpink. Does aLive go for some more aggressive plays here? soO seems to be pretty comfortable overall in a long ZVT. He's able to get so much creep on the map that aLive doesn't really get any openings. And then from there, soO gears up to smash him. But of course, with this being the second time these guys have faced each other, you have to think that aLive has got some information. Maybe he's going to mix up his style of play and try to punish soO. So soO's going to have to be ready for everything.
GSL Season 1, Code S, Daybreak. soO.
So the word for Wednesday in Korean is soOil. So Koreans say it's his day. He does tend to play well on Wednesdays. He's also a Virgo.
My Insanity, alone.
You ever you know another day he plays well on? Saturdays, because
Saturday, Yoel.
Well, it's funny because GSL's always on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and he's gotten to 6 finals. So it's like,
That's
yeah,
true.
he plays well on those days. That's very true.
I mean, and he's a Virgo.
And it's like, but he always loses the finals. It's like, yes, we don't do finals on Wednesdays because people are at work and at school. We do it on the weekend. It must have to do with the names being the same.
I'm going full Bible code on this, man.
Yeah.
I looked into the stars, I threw the chicken blood into the sand, and I'm like, okay, I see the future now.
Throw the bones.
You ever actually been on a date with somebody who starts talking about astrological signs? Like, I knew you were a Leo, and I'm like, oh, I got to get out of here. This is...
Oh, no, I never.
You're not dating
Never
material. I wonder if soO might be aggressive this time around. I mean, I'm trying to think of who's really more well-rounded. Is it Dark or is it soO? I know that Dark's already escaped this group, but if you look at just kind of variety of play,
soO is more standard.
More typical.
soO is more of a mechanical Zerg, and Dark is more of a cognitive Zerg.
Ooh, I like that.
Like aLive is more of an aggressive Terran. I would say TY is more of a cognitive Terran.
So here comes that first Reaper. Going across the map to try to get a read on what exactly soO has in store for us at the start of this game. aLive, by the way, has got to be high on life after eliminating TY. I mean, what world are we living in where TY is knocked out first in the round of 16?
Yeah, that's really weird. Considering it almost looked like last year for a little bit that he could have won every tournament.
Yeah.
He was like top 8 like every time, and you know, just killing it. Finals of multiple tournaments.
As an example, almost exactly a year ago, he won IEM.
Yes.
In Katowice. So that's kind of crazy, and now here we are. He's already out. He's gone.
Yeah, that's not the greatest start to his WCS points, that's for sure.
Ling trap set up here. I think aLive should pull away in time. Yep.
Next time he's got to rush to burrow. You burrow one Ling, and when Reaper jumps up, you unburrow it behind.
Ooh, that'd be sick.
Bam, you got the Reaper. That's something you have burrow that you don't need.
Yeah. And you're like, maybe I'll use this in late game when there's too much stuff going on.
They come out with their Hellions, and you don't have speed because you got burrow, and you're like, huh.
At least that cool unburrow will go in my highlight reel.
Yeah. Great moves that made you lose the game.
Roach Warren is on the way right now for soO, as aLive is just outside the perimeter of soO's base, looking for any creep tumors to kill, any straylings, ideally some drones if soO is clumsy enough to actually let them be exposed.
aLive playing very differently this game.
That's right.
Going for this quick Hellbat push. He's also staying on mech, getting that +1.
Creep's not quite connected yet over here.
We're definitely going to see some battle mech out of aLive here. That's great that he's switching things up.
Well, I think he has to.
Yeah, his regular style did not work before. Better to do something that maybe you're not quite as good at if your opponent is just going to smash what you normally
if
do.
aLive keeps playing well, let's not forget there was another Terran player that we always knew was good and was around forever, but we didn't really consider him championship material, and his name was Gumiho.
Yeah, they're actually very similar in that regard.
Yeah.
They've been around forever and don't really expect them to win, you know?
Yeah. Like,
I mean,
you know
does
they're
have
good.
one tournament win from way back, not a GSL. What was it? IPL. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that season 3?
Oh, I don't remember which season.
So some more roaches are coming out now. But we have 2 cyclones being produced, and it seems like aLive is still very comfortable being on the edge here of this base. Now the Lings coming over here are going to be able to get both the SCV and possibly the command center. I mean, this is actually...
are they? The SCV danced in.
No, I think he's going to get this command center for sure. But you know what's funny about this is losing the command center takes a big expanding tempo away. Now, it was a lot of Zerglings that were killed, despite Zerglings being pretty much the most expendable thing in the game. I got to say, that's...
What about Changelings?
Oh, well, I stand corrected. Like, what about Broodlings? I'm like, I mean, yeah, all right. But
oh my god,
that's kind of cool though. I mean, getting rid of the command center here actually kind of messes up the build here for aLive. But did he lose so many Lings that then counter pressure here from aLive can do more damage?
Well, it's Battle Mech. He's got +1 already.
Yeah.
Hellion plus Cyclone is pretty good. Some Ravagers out here. Definitely the way to deal with this. Cyclones will kill Roaches a bit too quickly.
Okay, so 4 Cyclones total.
That +1 is really going to make a difference too.
Yeah. Let's see if soO is ready. soO's already backing up. And aLive is not going to turn around. But there's a lot of Roaches that have come down here. Corrosive Bile's landing sort of in the middle of the army. And I almost feel like soO is making this look easy. Like, no, this was never a thing, bro.
Yeah, it's just like he has enough units. And it took aLive a moment to realize this.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, that makes much more sense then. Yeah, actually roasting a very solid amount of
all 4
drones so far.
Still alive here. And that means that certainly more drones are going to be picked off.
11.
One more shot!
12. One more shot!
Well, the second time around, that 3rd command center was made. It did finish. And so now that's going to go to this 3rd base location, just to the left and down of aLive's main. Now, soO held off that initial attack, and aLive is basically reassembling the mech building blocks unit-wise to try to take on this player. But I don't know if he's going to have enough to really come out here. I feel like when you look at soO's growing pretty fast, and in fact, it may be up to soO to try to come out and punt the command center back onto the high ground and just slow aLive down even further.
It's a heavy commitment into Roaches. He doesn't have that many Ravagers right now. Makes me a bit nervous for him, as we see 3 siege tanks being made at a time. Not sure how many he has. He has at least 1 or 2 right now.
Yeah,
like
but if he gets more Ravagers, he can gun down the siege tanks, assuming he gets a good angle. Okay, here we go. First tank handedly goes down. The tank in the middle, not quite gone yet. It's going to get not one more volley, excuse me.
Ooh,
okay.
Actually volleying those ones on the high ground. He's going to be able to pick both those off. That's very nice.
Yep, with his final Corrosive Bile landing, and that last siege tank is gone. And don't forget, there are many more Roaches being made behind this. And now the 3rd base and the 2nd base have been, they're basically disconnected from each other. So soO coming down now and trying to avoid actually being shot by this tank. Also trying to fish that tank maybe a little bit closer here so the Ravagers can try to come up once again. and breach this location. Depot's now coming down. Let's see how these corrosive bile shots connect. Oh wow, actually
right
gets
down
the
that
depot.
tank. Just breaking through absolutely
like
everything.
Too little tanks too late seems to be the theme here in this game, and I think with more corrosive bile shots going down, soO should take game number 1.
He's done a lot of damage. Like aLive will maybe live through this if more units. Yeah, some are about to pop out, but more roaches just kind of flooding in.
Yeah, no, I think this should be it. Once he gets on top of the factories, there's no turning this around. And even these Hellions that are trying to come in here and draw attention away, they're not going to be able to do anything. And so GG, soO takes game number 1.
Cool strategy from aLive, changing it up. soO again, just kind of crushing through him.
Isn't it interesting to see how each different player has, a different play style that works in some situations and doesn't work with others?
Yeah.
And I guess this is really why, assuming soO can continue this trend, he's always in the finals. His play style seems to work the most against the most players.
Yes. Well, this is a really good point that you bring up. The standard way of playing is standard for a reason. I'm not putting soO into a box here. He's not completely standard or something, but like when we call a player highly mechanical, innovation, soO, Biol I generally group in there, although he just got his own. He makes too many mutas. But there's like when you become very good at the standard strategies that kind of can deal with everything, and you're very good mechanically, you hit all your injects, or you always make your SCVs on time, you always spend all your money and stuff. Yeah, that's what's best against the biggest range. And that's why people like soO and Innovation have a lot of success.
We're now going to Catalyst. aLive, as strong as he looked against TY's Turtling style, soO, I'd say, possibly the most reactive player that there is in StarCraft 2. There's no real definitive thing that he has besides always getting to the finals that you could try to map your way around. aLive's going to have to bring a different game.
GSL Season 1, Code S, Daybreak. soO.
It's a quick pull.
Yeah.
My insanity.
Yeah, so what about it?
aLive.
Well, nothing about it. Just a quick pull.
A lot of pressure for aLive. I mean, when you beat TY, I think the general sense is that you can beat anybody, but maybe not. soO
really has his number today.
Yeah.
3-0 so far.
soO very much unfazed going into this game. aLive needs to see some kind of play style that can allow him to compete, and he's going to have to do it twice now. soO already with a lead in wins here. You have to think it's kind of odd, even if aLive were to come back and win 2-0, it's like soO's won more games overall.
So you're saying you are in favor of extended series from MLG?
No! No, I'm just trying to point out that that's kind of a funny situation. But then again, that's why aLive gets that opportunity, because he manages to beat TY. Which was, I think, in some ways, one of the most impressive series we had here today.
I would say I mean, he definitely did do well. It felt like TY was falling apart in that second game. But, I think Dark's ZVZ was pretty awesome, too. Like his micro there in game 2, jeez.
Oh, yeah, I mean, almost making soO look like he's in another league in the ladder or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first two Lings are coming out. Great
Swift.
control here. This SCV can actually kill that Zergling. So with the second one coming down, now there's not a ton here to defend, although it does look like soO's actually handled that pretty perfectly. And we have 2 command centers now being made at once. Pretty cool.
He's going to get that economy going right away. But because he's going for that, it means that we aren't going to see very early aggression. which means that soO is going to be able to get to do his own thing for a little bit.
That's true.
And if you don't mess him up, he gets pretty crazy good against aLive.
But, you know, in a game of incomplete information, we have to question, does soO really know that? Can he get a read on that situation?
No.
Because already that Reaper took out the first creep tumor. He's actually put on a decent amount of pressure here. And, you know, aLive stereotypically is aggressive, so maybe soO misreads the situation.
Oh, my God.
Again. Bop.
Oh, that was a legit creep tumor kill right there.
That was pretty sick.
Yeah. That Reaper knew what he was doing. Wow. Okay. I'm all for getting 2 creep tumors with the first Reaper.
I know.
That's really, really, really good. Like, imagine how much further the creep would be out right now.
Yeah,
you could have an extra inject, too. Like, I mean, the first creep tumor is the most valuable. It's just like losing drones early on, right? It's the earlier you kill a drone, the more powerful it is, or an SCV or a probe. The earlier you kill a creep tumor, the more powerful it is. These things multiply, quite literally.
And the Reaper is taken out. But yeah, you know, to what we were talking about with those creep tumors, let's say there is a push later on in this game and aLive actually starts to really get momentum with it. Maybe that's because the creep isn't out as far as soO would have wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So,
especially when you're going for a bio play. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you start to do like a massive push with this and just kind of do a rally push, the creep is going to be one of your best lines of defense.
And you can see soO now scrambling to try to get that creep actually out, to get the highway connected here so that he can try to, you know, defend everywhere. You know, the Zerg always wants to be ahead in expansions to his opponent, so a lot of players will exploit that by, you know, when you have a Zerg that is in good shape, they have a lot of the map, so hitting in all these different locations can make it tough for the Zerg to, you know, shut down every attack everywhere. And that's why a creep spread is important. And a lot of times when you do those attacks, and you're hitting these locations, then the push in the front is what comes in. So Zerg needs a good creep spread connecting all the bases, but also pushed out far enough that you have enough surface area to try to run in there and surround armies and take them out. If Zerg did not have that, I mean, this game would be so different if Zerg did not have more mobility on creep. It's crazy.
The game wouldn't work.
No. Like, this was, I think, one of the greatest additions from when they switched, you know, from Brood War to StarCraft 2.
Yeah.
Was the utilizing the creep with the race. It's so cool.
Yeah, it is really, really neat. Especially playing StarCraft 1 again, it's like the creep doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it's like
so
where you can
rare
make your
that
buildings, but you don't
push
make a
your
lot of
creep
buildings.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Looks like pretty standard, normal stuff coming out of soO here. I'm sure he'll throw it on that Hydralisk Den. Yeah, getting Baneling speed right away as well. There's a macro hatch coming up, as well as that 4th base. The 4th base location we see him taking is not one we see super often. A lot of times we see top right, even sometimes that little pocket expand below the 3rd. But this one over the left-hand side, haven't seen nearly as much.
Okay, aLive begins to push in, trying to target down these creep tumors. Really good control. Picks up and backs off. 1-1 now, about to finish here for Zerg, which means melee units are going to be a bigger threat here. aLive, though, so far so good, not really missing a beat. You know, if Zerg is not respecting these medevacs coming out, a lot of times they will slowly whittle down your army, and out of nowhere you get run over.
Yeah. When will aLive add a second factory here? Because we saw part of his problem against soO in the first series was the second factory is a little bit late. He was trying to do like an earlier aggression. He had some Hellbats in there, and you know, just really trying to stick it to soO early on. And without that, you know, earlier second factory, he was at 5 tanks when he tried his attack. Just got a huge flank, and it was too much. So let's see here if he adds that second factory down. His macro's going well.
Uh-oh. Nice catch there. aLive didn't just know that was there, right? Or was he just checking for that kind of counterattack? Because that did look a little bit funny.
Yeah, that did.
That's where you pause the game, you're like, you're a map hacker! Isn't it just the greatest compliment to be called a map hacker when you're not hacking?
I've never been mad once.
I love it when people tell me a map hacker. That's when I start laughing. An evil laugh, too.
Yeah. It shows respect.
I think this poor, crazy kid.
Yeah. He thinks I have to cheat to
He
beat
thinks
him.
that there's no
Who
way.
is he?
He thinks there's no way I could be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Which is really the ultimate compliment. I'm like, kid, people have been saying that to me my whole life. You know, pick a number.
Oh my.
So, this attack comes in here. I will say, soO is doing fine with creep spread. But aLive is actually having a lot of these really, I'd say overall, pretty favorable engages, just kind of shaving down soO's army. Imagine, had these little fights not happened where soO is losing Zergling, soO would probably be maxed out right now. As funny as that is to say.
aLive is staying so heavily on bio, though.
Yeah.
And he's just been on one factory siege tanks the whole time. So he'll have an okay amount of siege tanks, but he's going like Marine Marauder and some siege tanks against Lingbane Hydra, and it seems to me like soO is going to have enough Lingbane Hydra, and his creep spread is good enough that aLive, first off, I think aLive has to attack up the right-hand side and hit the third. I think that's absolutely the place he needs to go, but is he going to be able to do anything before Hive Tech is out? Because he's just on bio, and bio loss, part of the reason people went over to mech a lot is the power of Lingbane Hydra. It can just mow down things like Marine Marauder medevac.
That's very true. I don't think that aLive is going to be broken necessarily. I mean, he's so turtled up, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Oh, well, hold on. If he's taking a fourth base, that's definitely going to be a focal point. soO is getting so many Banelings up here.
Yeah.
But, of course, the CC can lift and the army can retreat. I mean, there's no way you break that, right? You can't get up there.
No, you can't get up there. Okay, backs up for now. 3-3 on the way. Spire. No doubt going for Brutes from here.
Well, it was one little victory for soO. Yeah, it seems like soO wants to try to actually just smash this base. Now, there's a retreat point here for aLive, which could become problematic for soO if he hyper-commits. You see a lot of this army going up the ramp.
Command Center gets picked off very quickly there.
However, these Hydras, there's not enough. They need to get back on creep. Most stay saply. And looks like a decent number of them are actually going to get away.
It kind of looks like there might have been a screw up in the AI right there, losing a few more than need be.
Well, it's one of those ones where I think you click away, and each group of units has a different way to get there.
Yeah.
It's like they
Maybe
all look at each other and like, guys, split up!
No,
they can't catch us all. It's like, no. Beeline north. So do you think aLive can counterattack here? By the way,
I think he should.
Well, you notice the main is mined out. So aLive's going to try to relocate that and start sucking up minerals in that location, because with the command center down, there's a clock on aLive.
Yeah.
soO has grown pretty tremendously. I think if soO gets enough Banelings and has the right connects, this game could end. But aLive's army is definitely pretty scary.
Yeah, he can push in. He can kill this base, I would say, for sure. Can he ever get up to the third base before Broods are out? I'm not so sure. The army that soO is making right now, there's not enough siege tanks to clear this, I don't think. Right, a huge roll-in right now.
I don't think those Banelings are making the connections they're supposed to, Artosis.
No.
In fact, I think soO jumped the shark a little bit by attacking that far out. I mean, there's nothing there he has to defend just yet, right?
He goes back in with him unsieged. Backs up again.
Well, keep in mind, soO is macroing up behind us. soO's got to be careful, man. He does a few more times, and there's not going to be more Banelings left. But there's a lot more Lings being pumped out. And a great counterattack here, which is putting aLive in a pretty odd situation where even if his push is looking good, he's going to lose a base.
This high ground on the siege tanks is nice, but we have 2 Vipers out. So as soon as those Vipers have some energy, they can come over, abduct the very small amount of siege tanks, and then suddenly it's just bio against Lingbane Hydra. That's about to be 3-3 with Adrenal, right? Or did he not get Adrenal? Never mind.
Well, I mean, I think the bigger story is that there's so many Lings back here killing the space. Oh, no! Okay, the last second aLive saves it, but he's still going to have to get SCVs over there to repair.
Yeah, he's got very little left now.
I think there's plenty more bases that soO can lean on to try to hold. Here we go. Banelings coming forward.
Blinding Cloud goes down, only hits 1 siege tank, but should be enough for now. So much damage actually dealt at home.
Yeah, that's going to be it. GG. soO, the second place machine, gets out last in this group.
Or second, as some might say.
Exactly my point. Nicely done. I have to say, aLive really showing he's grown. in Terran versus Terran, but he is not good enough in all the matchups, at least with someone like soO in his group.
Well, soO just
killed it.
killed him.
I look forward to seeing more of aLive as this year continues on, but soO proving that he is just so consistent as he seems to be fast-tracked towards the finals.
You know what? He might be, and he's going to be going up against Scarlet in this next round. ZVZ.
Oh, that's right.
That's kind of interesting to me as well.
8강 진출자 어윤수 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
soO just made it to the quarterfinals. Congratulations. Thank you.
두번 잡고 이렇게 올라가게 됐습니다. 먼저 8강 진출 2시즌 만이네요.
You defeated
어떠세요?
aLive 2 times tonight. How do you feel?
태양이
Well,
올라가는 거 보고
네.
오늘 좀 힘들겠다고
After I saw TY played,
다행히 태양이가
I thought it was
져가지고
going to be a tough series.
실력보다 좀
but
운으로 올라온 것 같아서
T was actually eliminated by aLive.
약간 찜찜하다.
네, 그렇죠.
I feel like almost I got lucky. I don't even know if it was really as much my
최종전에서 전태양 선수를
performance.
만나면 어떨까 하는 상상을 하신 분들도 많았을 거예요. 버티기, 오늘 이 전태양 선수가
There's a lot of
보여준
people
그런
thinking about
버티는
how
식의
so's going to deal with
그리고 오늘
TY,
한희석 선수가 또 아주 많이
especially with that
보여줬던 이
very
견제,
turtley play from TY.
이런 두 테란을 놓고 봤을 때 적의 입장에서 훨씬 더 상대하기 까다로운
aLive, of
정말
course,
싫은
had a
그런
very
타입은
different
어떤
Terran overall.
선수인가요?
저는 이제 후반 운영을 그렇게 좋아하는 사람이 아니라서
네.
태양이 스타일은 진짜 저한테 정말
Personally, I'm not a
가능성일
big fan of
정도로
late game.
정말 싫었어요.
아 그래요.
I think if I was
오늘도 안
against
만나게
TY
됐을 때
and
정말
I was playing against that
좋으셨겠네요.
kind of turtley style,
네, 좋았죠.
I think it'd be a real headache.
하치석 선수의 이런
So,
견제,
I'm happy I'm
이런
not facing
속도의
TY.
이런 테란도
She's
사실
curious, you're happy
상대하기
not facing
정말
TY. She says, yeah, for sure.
유형인데 이런 걸 잘 대응하는 모습 보여주셨거든요.
But
이런
aLive
걸
is
잘
also
막는 이런 팁 같은 게
obviously a very
있으신가요?
difficult Terran to take on.
저도 작년에는
Are any tips
진짜
you'd give him?
테란한테 맨날 두들겨 맞아서
네.
아 진짜 테란전 너무 못한다라는
So last year I lost to a lot of
네.
Terrans.
지금까지 오기까지
And I was also
영상을
thinking CVT is
노력했거든요.
just kind of in a
테란전
bad
특히
spot right now. So
그게 좀
I've tried to make my
결실이
ZVT.
오늘 이렇게 테란 잡고 최종 진출한 것은
I'm sorry, he
참
said today
큰
my effort just
소득인데
paid off. I put a lot of time
아무래도
prepping for that matchup.
이 승자전에서 진출하지 못한 점은 좀 큰 아쉬움이 될 것 같아요. 저저전 박용 선수 원래 내가 맨날 잡았던 동생인데 작년
Since you're Sue and you
말부터는
always seem
쉽지
to have an
않은
easier
동생이
road to the
됐어요.
finals.
어떠세요?
You know, today you actually fell into the losers
실력이 많이
match.
늘었더라고요.
네.
저그전에
And also Dark.
좀 스트레스를 받아.
You know, normally he was a player you'd easily beat in the past, but he seemed to dominate today. Tell us about that.
제가 많이 더 부족하니까.
Yeah, I could feel that he's really developed in his style.
사실 하나
That was
더
tough for me.
궁금한 게 있어요. 혹시
I
어윤수
guess I
선수 이렇게
It's up to me.
GSL 상위
I'm gonna
라운드
have to
진출
practice a lot.
이것이 혹시 부담스럽진 않으신가요?
왜요?
8강 진출하게 되면
Do you feel a lot of
결승에 100%
pressure?
올라가는 그런 기록을 갖고 계시거든요.
네 맞아요. 항상
네.
You've got this record. If you make it to the quarters finals, you always make it to the finals.
횟수가 늘어나다 보니까.
How do you feel?
네.
Do you feel like there's a lot of pressure on you that no matter what you have to move
그래서
on?
이거 좀 걱정이 많이 되네요.
네. 그럼 이번 시즌도 일단은 100% 그 기록에 따르면 결승
Well,
진출하신
every year,
건데 이번 시즌 지금
It
자신의
doesn't feel real
분위기는
that I have
어떤
those
것
kind of
같아요?
records.
제가 평소에도 저그전이 좀 잘 안 되고.
I'm just greedy. I want to get better results.
네.
근데 상대가 저그잖아요. 그죠?
네.
큰일
They're
났네.
talking about ZVZ.
네.
스칼렛 선수와 또 오프라인 공식전
He
전적이
says,
거의
I personally think my
없으시더라고요.
ZVZ has actually gotten a little bit
스칼렛 선수
weaker,
차는 어떤
and
것
I'm going
같아요?
up against Scarlet next.
요새
Who's a really strong Zerg.
잘한다고 생각하고 특히 저그전을 굉장히
Gary asks, what do you think of Scarlet as a Zerg player?
그래서 저한테는 굉장히 위협적인.
Recently, she's had a lot of
네,
momentum.
요즘 정말 저그전
And I think,
무서운
honestly, her
스칼렛
ZVZ is
선수, 그리고
excellent.
어윤수 선수와의 대결 잠시 후에 저희가 8강전에서
I'm really impressed with her skills.
만나보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 이제 설 연휴입니다. 설 연휴 계획 세우셨어요?
So, Lunar New Year's around the corner.
일단 큰 집 가서
Do you have any plans?
지내고.
I think I'm going to go visit my cousins and my grandfather.
것 같아요. 카토비체.
We're going to stay at my grandpa's house.
네.
We're going to have a little family gathering.
저는 오픈 브라켓이어가지고.
There's actually a
네.
tournament coming up, IEM Katowice. I got to participate in as well, so I got to prep for that too.
네, 제가 직접.
I'm not seated, so I got to go through the open brackets.
네.
외국인 팬분이
I've already booked my flight.
오.
그래가지고 좀 고맙다고 말하고 싶네요.
그렇군요.
Also, I should mention
어윤수
one of
선수
my
확실히
foreign fans
타투의
paid for my
상징으로서
flight, so I
이렇게
want to say thank you so much. I'm really, I
든든한
want to
지지를
extend my
받고
gratitude
계신데,
for that.
그렇다면
Yeah, nice fan.
마지막으로
Yeah,
팬분들께
cool fan
한마디
indeed.
들어보도록 하겠습니다.
So before we close this out, do you have anything you want to say to the people that support you?
좀안 좋은 경기력을 보여드렸는데 8강에서는
Today, my ZVZ wasn't what it will be in the future.
꼭 이기도록 하겠습니다.
네, 알겠습니다.
Get ready
다시
to
한번
see my
팬분들
100% win rate in ZVZ,
네.
and I look forward to
그리고
getting to the
발렌타인
semifinals.
초콜릿 가져가겠습니다.
Well, at that point,
감사합니다.
Oh. And he also gets Valentine's chocolates. She says
네,
congratulations. He says thank you.
어윤수 선수 만나봤습니다.
Okay.
자, 그리고
So he
다시
says he
한번
will
아프리카 TV 대학생
destroy
마케터
Scarlet there.
안내해드리겠습니다.
100% win rate.
Well,
Well, be a
I-
3-0.
This could not be a sicker ZVZ. With how well Scarlett's playing, the fact that she looks unstoppable and she's beating names that like are the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
And then she might be able to take down soO, somebody who, if he gets deep enough in a GSL code S, he always goes to the finals. This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, that is a bit frightening. Let's not forget this, right? He's gone to 6 finals. The round of 8, like round of 32, round of 16. Crazy things can happen. You're in best of 3s. You're playing against, 3 different people, possibly different races. But from round of 8, soO can see the finals. So, I mean, he's going to be prepared. That's going to be a 6 EVZ, as you say.
Okay. Dark and soO are our survivors tonight. A big win for Zerg as they move on to the round of 8, which leaves us only 4 spots. 2 more groups, Group C and Group D.
And we only have 2 Terran players left. No Terrans in the round of 8 yet. Of course, we will be getting 2 more Protoss no matter what because of that crazy Group D. But there you have the bracket so far. Scarlet, soO, Dark, and Zest. Wow, one of those players is going to be the finals. Zest, Dark, Scarlet, soO.
Well,
all 4 of them, amazing finals
I
already.
cannot complain, man.
Right side of the bracket doesn't even need to exist. The finals is going to be sick.
This is really exciting. Coming up here, we have no broadcast on Saturday because it's the holiday here in Korea. Everybody's going to be going and visiting their families, and I'm going to be spending time with my cats.
Your fam.
My family, that's right. We have a Wednesday broadcast, so 1 week from now we have a cast, and then we have an extra cast on Thursday to squeeze in Group D before we have some more downtime again. Group D is going to be on Thursday at 9 o'clock. 9:30?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. Okay. Group C on Wednesday will be this fine lineup. Another stellar set of players. Gumiho Classic, Deer Maru.
Yeah, that is a crazy group. Hopefully Maru or Gumiho or both can get out of this group. That is a tough one, though. The Classic and Deer are no slouches, both GSL champions, in fact. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But I definitely want at least a Terran in that round of 8. If we don't have at least a Terran player,
the Aliens won.
Staying off the internet for a while.
So, in case you need to mark it down in your calendar, screenshot this. We are going to be back with the round of 8 day 1 and day 2 on Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
So, be ready. We're going to go right through these GSL days. Life is good. Lots of StarCraft 2.
So much StarCraft
coming up here.
God, I am.
Wherever there's StarCraft 2, we are going to be there
yeah.
to cast it for you guys.
So, here we are. It's been a good day, a very long day.
I think this was our longest day. Let me check my phone. What time is it?
Longest day of the season,
It's
I mean.
10:50. We started at 6:30.
It's a long
Damn.
time. Earned our pay today.
Ooh, that's right. We put the hours in today. Be sure to join us for those next 2 groups. This is sizing up to be just a spectacular GSL Codex. We've already had so many good games. We're really at a point in time where people have such a deep understanding where different play styles can come out and dominate in certain ways, but we put it to the test. The 32 best players in the world, we make them battle it out until eventually there's just one left. And then we know who is really the Codex champion.
And this left-hand side of the bracket in the round of 8 is so sick, too.
It's
Just
crazy.
Thinking one of those players will be in the finals is awesome. Every single story is so good. Zest going for his 3rd GSL Codes championship, right? Dark never won a Codes. soO, another 2nd place or 1st championship. And then a non-Korean and Scarlet making it. I mean,
Which
all 4 of those.
I'm rooting for that. I would love to see that. Yeah, definitely don't miss out on the Scarlet matches.
Then the other side of the bracket, who knows? Might be 4 Protoss.
It could be.
Could be.
Kind of an interesting final 8 that we've got. Terran having a tough time.
So far, yeah, innovation falling.
It's funny because we've had it where it's like 4 Terrans in the final 4.
Oh, absolutely.
Before we've had almost every kind of setup imaginable.
It's been we only had a little short period where only Maru and Innovation could do anything with Terran for a bit.
That's right.
We're not back there. Just
no, not right now. Not at the start of 2018.
aLive screwed up TY's chances again. I think TY actually probably would have beaten soO. Looking at the game so far tonight, but
hey, man, that's why we have these group stages. You got to be ready for multiple matchups, and that's what happened.
This is how we add like mutations into the evolution of StarCraft 2 pro gamers is the group stage.
That's all the time we have. You guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day. We love you, and we will see you in 1 week on Wednesday, same time, same place.
This is who I am. I'm lost and alone, hoping that I find my way home. There's a place at the end of the
GSL Season 1, Code S, Daybreak.